Welcome to the best gambling show on the internet. This is the home of the money pick. Let's get to the best time of the week, Football Friday, live call-in show. I'm getting on about 4:20. I was a little bit late. Sorry about that. I got some guests lined up tonight. If you want to come on the show, let me know on Instagram at Lawson Bets NFL. And I just want to say, first 2 weeks, the NFL is unpredictable and it is an unforgiving mistress. But this week 3, I really feel like we're zoning in. And those of you on my Patreon page, you can check the link in the description. Only $5 a month for every game I bet. I actually posted on Patreon earlier today. And those of you who've been following me through the past 2 years know that I've rarely posted earlier on Patreon for NFL bets. I posted, think about like 2:30, 3 o'clock after checking the injury reports. And that's how I'm not saying I'm running in this week like Andre the Giant, but I am feeling good about this week, and I am feeling good about some of the things we can do. So let's get to this money. Let's hit this like button, share these videos, and I got to say thank you to you guys, especially the hardcore subscribers. Man, you guys are doing a great job sharing these videos, and I want to just send my gratitude to you guys. I don't want to get emotional too early on the call-in show, but I really do appreciate you guys sharing these videos and hitting the like button. You guys make it so I'm able to spend my time doing it. And one thing you need with gambling is you need to spend the time to do the legwork. Okay, so let me get to the questions. I'm going to start with the Patreon questions, and then we're going to work back to the live stream questions. So let's get this money. I got Mike Cooper coming on later. I got Mike, the Carolina fan, coming on later. If you want to come on, just let me know. It's going to be a fun night. And pretty much, as long as I'm getting good questions, I'm going to stay here. If I get good questions to 8 o'clock at night, I'll stay here. So let's get to the questions. This is from David Jones on Patreon. What's up, Dave? Dave says, do you think Pittsburgh can get the job done, or is Burrow going to act sicker than Derek Carr? I'm leaning towards the Steelers getting this job done. And I'm one of the people, you know me, I love some Joe Burrow. I love Cincinnati. Cincinnati was one of our low-key moneymakers last year that no one really wants to talk about. But with Cincinnati, I'm worried about their offensive line, especially when you're facing TJ Watt. I think TJ Watt has arrived to such a level where we can say he can absolutely destroy a game plan single-handedly. And I think that's going to be a factor. Cincinnati needs to get the run game going, and Cincinnati needs to have run-pass balance. Unfortunately, Mike Tomlin, we know one thing he always does well is scheme well on defense. You can say a lot about Mike Tomlin, but he gets the most out of the talent he can possibly get. So pretty much, I think the Steelers play better defense. Now, the Bengals defense should look good against Big Ben, especially with this injury, but you can never really judge a Big Ben injury. I got the Steelers, but like I said, this isn't a money pick because the Steelers can't run the ball. The Steelers can't really block. And do the Steelers really have any big mega playmakers to help Big Ben? If the Steelers get the running game going, they could win this easy, but I just don't see it. Let's get to the next question on Patreon. This is from Sean Moore. Thank you, Sean. Sean says, I like Rams plus 1.5, Chiefs -7, Atlanta -3, Cards and Ravens money line. before we torch our hair on fire, I do believe the Chiefs win and cover. No way do they drop 2 in a row. I think they come out laser focused and get it done. Your thoughts? I do think the Chiefs come out strong. Now, we know the Chiefs don't cover spreads, and we know it's because the regular season isn't the most important thing in the world to them. And when you got rings on your fingers, it transforms like that. And the Tampa Bay is another team who I see just take the gas pedal off during the middle of games. But yeah, I am actually – the fundamentals say Chargers +7, but this game has turned into one that I want everyone to stay away from. It's just too unpredictable. As for that, the Rams +1.5 is a cheeky bet, but it is one that I like. And I missed their Tampa Bay. I was one of the only people. I predicted the Buccaneers in the Super Bowl last year preseason. So, I do like the Buccaneers, and I do think they're the best team in football. But going on the road with a healthy Rams team, I don't think we see the Rams fade until like week 7, week 8, week 9. We know what their roster is. It's top heavy, and their starters on offense, their starters on defense are absolutely nasty and some of the best in the league. But after that, that's where they suffer in their depth. But I'm curious to see how the Rams play this game. I think the Rams actually are able to get the running game going, something that is very hard to do against the Todd Bowles defense. I think that's the matchup I'm watching in that game. Todd Bowles defense against the Rams running game. And of course, if the Rams are running the ball, we know Stafford can tear up that secondary. He's capable. All right, let me get to another Patreon question. This is from Wayneck. I think both the Bears and Dolphins will cover. What do you think, John? Yeah, Wayne, I really believe the Bears are going to cover. I like this Bears defense, and this Bears defense is something that you really can't sleep on. Now, it's not the same defense as in the Fangio era, but it's a pretty damn good defense, and they're very physical at the point of attack, and that's what you have to do when you play Cleveland. And I don't know if anyone's given a gander to the Cleveland Browns injury report, but, man, we're seeing a lot of offensive linemen not practicing. We know Treader is damn good. He's not practicing. He should play. But there's still some other questions on that Browns offensive line. And then you got Baker with a shoulder injury. And I'm just wondering, what does Justin Fields factor in this situation? Does he have the spark? Does he have some energy? And people on the comment section, I can tell the subscribers, you guys are really feeling the Browns. And the Browns have won us money over the past few years, but I felt like we never overrated the Browns. I do feel like some of you guys are overrating the Browns. And Baker Mayfield, he's a big question mark. Let's be realistic about it. And then you add a shoulder injury to him, and that gives me the yips. And Chicago, we don't like Matt Nagy, and say what you will about the Bears offense, but Fields is what this Bears offense needs. They need someone who's mobile and who can help in the run game. I do think this Bears run game goes to the next level with Fields. So I actually like the Bears, and I do like the Dolphins, but that is a game I think everyone should stay away from because, yes, I did tell you guys, I don't know if you guys saw on Instagram, but I did a post where I said, I don't know if Jacoby Brissett starting is necessarily an advantage for the Oakland Raiders. And I wasn't trying to troll. I wasn't trying to be condescending, but I was genuinely thinking out loud there. And I think with Brissett, I actually think this improves the Dolphins' pass game. I think it improves them moving the chains, especially on third and tough situations. I think that Raiders-Dolphins game is a toss-up, and the Raiders, they hold a special heart in this channel. And listen, we love the Raiders, we love Chucky, but we can't just put the blindfolds on and forget how the Raiders finished the season the last 2 years. And some of that was coaching. Actually, I'll say 60% of that collapse was coaching. So we'll see. Flores is a tough matchup for Chucky, but I'm liking what Chucky's doing so far this year. Yeah, so thanks for the question, Wayne. That was an interesting one. This is from Lauren Kaiser. Is Jacoby Brissett an upgrade on Tua in your opinion? Yes, he is. Lined open up as a pick'em. I don't think Tua is worth 4 points to move. You're 100% right. Tua isn't worth 4 points. He just isn't. I think, okay, listen, I think two of that was Vegas just taking note of what the Raiders have been doing on the field. But also, you are right. I think a few of those points were due to Tua not starting. And I think Jacoby Brissett is the better quarterback at this moment. And is he the best quarterback for Miami's offense? Probably not, but that's because they had to design an offense around Tua's limited skill set. I actually think Jacoby Brissett gives a big advantage, and that's one of the reasons why I was even considering the Dolphins. Yeah, that's why I had to go. Okay, let me get to another question on Patreon. This is from Jason. Titans at home, -5.5 seems live to me. Colts offense seemed to center around a mobile quarterback in a run game, but half of that is gone this week. Titans proven they don't need Tannehill to win. Yeah, Jason, I agree with you, but that is one. Am I the only one that thinks that maybe the Colts are sandbagging and over-exaggerating this Carson Wentz injury a little bit? It's starting to feel like that to me. But I'll tell you what, if Brett Hundley starts, I want no part of this game, and I don't want any part of the Colts in this game. If you give me Brett Hundley and the Colts on the road to the Titans, it kind of makes the Titans a money pick you have to take. And we had a good read on the Titans last week. I just couldn't pull the trigger, and that was one that really bothered me the full week. I had the proper read on the game, but I didn't pull the trigger. So yeah, that's where we're at. Okay, let's get to the next game. Let's get to the next question, that next game. This is from Cad Fire. I liked the over on Baltimore-Detroit. I think the over-under is 51, right? Because I did forget that in the over-under. Well, thanks for reminding me, Cadfire. I'm going over in that game because I think Detroit puts up garbage points. I think the Ravens are able to get into the 30s. Detroit puts up garbage points. I actually really like that rationale. I'm going to read your comment now. Cadfire is expecting the same thing. Cadfire says, I'm expecting garbage time points. Jackson is on another level. He makes people look silly. He reminds me of Barry Sanders. He never takes a direct hit, but he's so shifty and quick. Why is this off on my bookie site? Is it off on other books? Wasn't it in your over-under video? It actually wasn't. And I'm not sure their rationale. I think my bookie took it off because Lamar Jackson had an illness. I was looking for it earlier today, and I did see it. I'm scanning right now, and I'm not seeing it, and it is rather odd, but I did see it on some other sites. I'm not sure of the rationale behind that because I was looking at the injury report. There wasn't anything that jumped off the page to me that said suspicious. Let me check the Vegas casinos. I'm going to bring that up real quick. Let's see what the Vegas casinos have. Yeah, all the Vegas casinos are posting it, like BetMGM's posting it. Caesar Sportsbook is posting it. FanDuel even has it. Yeah, so yeah, I don't maybe my bookie got a weird bet and they just wanted to take it off. That's where I would say. That's why I would say. Okay, let me get to the next Patreon question. But Cadfire, I really like the Baltimore in that Detroit game because when I'm watching film, that Detroit defense looks like one of the slowest defenses in this league, and they already don't have talent. So Lamar Jackson and Mark Andrews are two guys you don't want to see walking into your building when you got a slow and unathletic defense. Brian Stevens says, Las Vegas Raiders minus 2.5, John. I think it's going to be a field goal decision. What do you think? I'm to the point where I want to stay away from that Raiders-Dolphins game this week. I think due to all our talk about that from what we've said right now, we have more questions than answers. But the big question is, how much boost does Brissett add? And then also my question is, can Miami's front seven stop this Raiders running game? We know Josh Jacobs is banged up. We know the Raiders have a rather new offensive line, but they're still running it good and they're getting good pushes. This is one problem Miami has had. They tend to give up a lot of run yards, especially against physical teams. That's one thing that has been scaring me away from Miami +4. All right. This is from P on Patreon. On a scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you on the Arizona, Baltimore, and Buffalo moneyline parlay? Buffalo, Baltimore, Zona. I'm very confident on that, but my instincts twerk up a little bit. My instincts were triggered a little bit by Arizona, not because I think Jacksonville is good or that I think Arizona is going to lay an egg. It's just those are the types of games that kill parlays, just letting you know. But after reading that, yeah, everything looks good on that. Make sure you guys hit the like button. Hit me up on Instagram if you want to come on live today. I think I got 2 guests lined up, so it's probably going to be a long show. I just got through the Patreon questions. I'm going to start getting to the questions in the live chat. Just give me a second. I'm going to get a drink of Diet Mountain Dew. Had to go with the Diet Mountain Dew today. Yeah, and how's everyone doing today? Everyone ready for week 3? I'll tell you what, I'm ready. Good afternoon, Faulted Wolf. How you doing? Jorge's in the house. All right, I'll start with Jorge's question. And listen, I get a lot of questions in here. If I miss your question, just type it again. Also, you can just send in a super chat. Super chats, you can send in like $1 for a super chat. It helps support the show. Jorge Correa, the Browns or Bears? That's a big if, but the under, I'm with it. Let me see the under. I actually picked the under as well. I saw that earlier today. I was actually thinking about throwing that under on the Patreon. Let me go see it again so everyone. Yeah, it's looking like some books have it at 45 and some books have it at 44.5. I think both defenses are damn good. Like I mentioned about Baker's injury, Odell's coming back. And last year, I don't want to be one of those guys, but let's be real. The Browns offense was actually better without Odell Beckham last year. And then with these injuries on the Browns offensive line, I think the Bears can stay competitive in there. And doesn't Fields add a little bit of something? And I think some people were over-exaggerating with the things I was saying with Fields. When you have Andy Dalton, that doesn't move the needle. That doesn't provide energy. That doesn't provide inspiration. That doesn't provide passion for your team. And the quarterback position is different. You need someone who's in it. You need someone who wants to fight and crawl for everything. And that's what Justin Fields brings you. Why do you think Ryan Fitzpatrick has had so much success in the NFL? Why do you think he actually got paid like a top 10 quarterback before? Not because he's great, not because he has a strong arm, but he will bring fight and passion and the team will rally around him. And that makes a huge difference. That's how you cover spreads. That's how you win games. That's how you build building cultures. And I think Fields adds a little bit. And they need the read option. And they can't pass block. So they obviously need a quarterback who can move around. And I don't know how you guys can't see that this is a big upgrade on Andy Dalton. This is a huge upgrade on Andy Dalton. You even saw in preseason, the offense just moved at a different pace with a different rhythm when Fields got in the game. But I do like this under because I don't think the Browns have a great game. I just don't see it. It's just cool in 22. Can't trust the Bears. I get it. I get it. I completely get it. I'm going over on the Baltimore-Detroit game. I see some people asking about that, and I did leave that off the over-unders. Yeah, I actually like the over on that because garbage points are a huge factor. Manuel says, I think week 3 is going to be a good week. Yeah, I'm feeling it too. I think it will be a good week. I already, like I said, already put up the Patreon bets on Patreon, so that's something that I don't customarily do this early. Miguel Navarro, Raiders D-line will destroy Miami's O-line. Book it. Yeah. There are specific matchup advantages, but also I don't think you're going to destroy them in the interior. I think you're going to destroy them at the defensive end position against their tackles. But if Miami can get a run game going, there could be some play action for Brissett. And Brissett knows how to step up in the pocket. He's not Tua. I'm not saying that Brissett's Dan Marino or anything. Adonis Saint parlaying UFC with NFL. I prefer the single bets, but I'm glad you're getting in it. Paul Pastore, what's up, John? Love the show. Thank you, Paul. I appreciate it. Really appreciate it, my guy. Mr. Briggs, we can't say that anymore. Will the no names cover this week? No, I'm just not feeling the no names this week. And the Heineke thing is a cute story, and I see some people getting reeled in by it. But let's be real. Heineke was the principal reason the no-names lost to the Giants on that Thursday night game. Like, if Fitzpatrick was in that game, we damn well know the no-names would have been able to do it. Also, the no-names have Gibson banged up. They're running back. I think that's going to play a factor. I don't think the no-names run the ball good against the Bills. That's the main thing they need to do. I don't think they'll be able to. On this no-names defense has been disappointing. But also I think the no-names defense will be in a tough situation because they're going to be on the field a lot. And this Bills offense, we've seen them just absolutely zap and rob energy of opposing defenses. Gerardo Chavez over on rushing for Fields. Yeah, but I haven't seen it yet. Can you post a player prop? That could be interesting. Okay, let me get to. I get it, Terry. I get it, but Baker Mayfield doesn't make mistakes either. I understand that the Zach Wilson meltdown last week will make any man nervous, but sometimes you don't want to be overly cautious when betting. I'm sure Nagy is going to protect them. Lewis Shepard, will the Patriots cover the spread, bro? I don't think so. I think the Saints respond. I think I saw Shorty have this question earlier, so I'll get to this. I think Sean Payton's going to respond. And I think everyone wants to focus when you talk about the Saints-Patriots game. I think everyone wants to focus on famous Jameis Winston. And you know what? That's fair. Quarterback is the most important position in this league. But I think this game is so much deeper than that. And I think it has way more variables than that. I think this game is not really decided by the quarterbacks. I think this game is decided by offensive line and running game. And I think this game will be decided in the fourth quarter. I think it's a one-score game. I think it comes down to which team runs this ball better. And I like the Saints to do it. Also, I think you're going to see a lot of Taysom Hill this week. I'm not saying this is an Alamo-type game for the Saints, that the season's over if they win, but I'm starting to feel a vibe. I don't know about you guys. I know I got some Saints fans on here, Saints haters. I'm starting to feel kind of an Alamo-type vibe for the Saints. Sure, it has positives and negatives. Sometimes you feel too much pressure, but to win an NFL game, you need to have will and capacity to win. And I think the Saints bring that, and I think the Saints are just more physical than the Patriots. pockets. And you look at Mac Jones, I think this is the hardest defense he's going to play since walking into the league. And I know you guys love talking about your rookie quarterbacks against good head coaches. This Saints defense is underrated. They got stars like Lattimore. We know the Saints defense can get after the passer, but no one really talks about them. I think they're the difference in this game. I like the Saints. I do like the Saints. What's up, Graham? If Aaron Rodgers comes out and completely silences the 49ers on Sunday night, do you believe the critics would relax? No, because there's serious issues in Green Bay. First of all, I don't think they're going to win. I don't see a path to victory for them against San Fran. And whenever you have Aaron Rodgers as your quarterback, you should at least be able to find a path to victory. I don't see it. The offensive line is always overrated. Aaron makes it look better than it actually is. It's always overrated. And I'm looking at it from this sense. I don't think the Packers will be able to run the ball like they did against Detroit. I hope all of you guys know that. The 49ers front still healthy. They haven't had the injury bug yet. 49ers just have injuries at running back. I think the 49ers still run it better than the Packers, and I think the 49ers play better defense. The Shanahan team is nasty, physical, and I don't think this is the right time for Green Bay. And I think you guys saw something different on Monday night than me. I don't think the Packers played well on Monday night. I don't think they did. And I don't want to be like that Nick Saban guy. Alabama wins like 75 to 10, and then he comes in and says, "You guys suck. That was terrible." No, but I saw serious issues with the Packers even when they beat the hell out of Detroit. Now they're going to play a real team. Thank you for the super chat, RTE. That's a good way for me to see your question. RTE with the $5 super chat. He says, why are the Rams and Bucks pretty much a pick 'em? Because Vegas is giving 3 points for the home field advantage. So as of right now, it looks like let me do the math. Okay, so Rams, so pretty much they're saying the Buccaneers are 3 points better than the Rams, and that makes sense to me. That's about where I would rate them. But they are factoring in the home field advantage and the Bucs going across the country. So that's why that spreads like that. It makes sense to me. That's about where I have it. Unfortunately, normally on Monday, you guys think I'm just relaxing and stuff, and on Monday, I just get a list of games and I handicap them. And I actually had a similar handicap to Vegas this week. Okay. Blaze Towns fan. Will the Jets cover? Keep up the good work. Oh man. Are you taking a zing at me? Listen, the fundamentals say the Jets cover. That's a lot of points. Even if you're on the road and even if you're as bad as the Jets, the fundamentals say to cover. And I have a friend, he's an older guy, he's like 60. I actually met him in Brazil. He actually retired there, and he's a guy, pretty much the only games he bets, he likes when teams are +7, +8, +15, +13. I know he's going big this week, but I don't want to walk into that fire with him. I have a feeling Denver gets it done. Although, isn't Bradley Chubb injured? And you got to think Zach Wilson might look a little bit better. But I've come to this conclusion, a Blaze Towns fan, about the Jets. They're terrible. And Robert Saleh, he's not going to improve much. I can't believe I fell for some of the fluff this preseason. I never fall for fluff, but I let myself get hit with some of the fluff about Zach Wilson. And you know what? It's not even about Zach Wilson. Like, if you look at how bad that receiving core is, for instance, and the offensive line, you just have no chance to compete against a good defense. They just don't. Jason Miller says, what do you think of the Falcons in a teaser? Well, how much is the teaser? Yeah, Miguel, I'm kind of feeling what you're. This is my opinion about it. I think Tampa Bay's the better team, but I think Tampa Bay probably loses this game. It's really a toss-up. Um, I do want to get maybe some player prop bets for the Tampa game though. +9 for the Falcons. I like it because the Giants haven't came in and did what we thought they would do. Listen, we never thought the Giants would be overly good or proficient or impress anyone, but I thought they would be a fundamentally sound football team, and I thought Daniel Jones would start showing a little bit in terms of progression, but we just haven't seen it. Yeah, man. I've actually only been to Vegas 2 times in my life. Luckily, we have the internet. We can just bet on the internet. Paul Starrett, what team has surprised you the most? This is a great question. Let me think about it for a second. Because there's a lot of interesting things going on around the league. Carolina hasn't surprised me. I know a lot of people would say Carolina because they're 3-0, but weren't we kind of pretty high on Carolina? We all like Matt Rule here. He won us a lot of spreads last year. One team that has surprised me this year, I would say so far, is the Giants. In a bad way. They've surprised me. And also, I would say Green Bay has surprised me, although I did feel like they would have quite a few problems. Philly's kind of what I thought they were, but they're a pleasant surprise. I would say the team that surprised me most so far this year is the Arizona Cardinals. Lauren Kaiser with the $5 super chat. I appreciate it. Here's your reminder. Also, total score for San Fran and Green Bay. What do you think? I think San Francisco wins 24-13, 24-17, in that range. I was pretty sure about the under. I think I actually had it as a money pick. I stand by that because I think that San Fran defense can play. And also San Fran's offense, we know they like to play at a certain pace. They did look really crisp last week against the Eagles, even though they didn't put up too many points. Sean Foe, Jags versus Cardinals, a freebie. I never want to use a freebie in this business with how competitive everything is. Especially for those of us without day jobs who do this seriously, there's never a freebie. But if you got a good read on this one, I can understand why you would think that way. I'm just a little bit scared the Jags have a response. And there is Cliff Kingsbury to factor, but you got to think Arizona covers the 7, right? Sometimes you don't want to overthink things. Cristiano Gatti. Lock of the week of week 3 is KC team total over. What's the team total? What are they saying? Off the top of my head, let me guess. Vegas is probably going to say like 26.5, 25.5. If I had a guess. 666 Shorty. Hey John, what do you think about Seattle? I don't like Seattle this year. I said before going into this year, I don't think they make it out of the NFC West. I still don't think they do. And that Titans game is kind of principal point. Although the Seattle offense could be unlocked, we could see this evolve into a top 5 offense. I don't think they're going to have the run game to do it because I still think Russell needs more run game than the Seattle fans like to believe. But as for this week, I think this Seattle Vikings game is an absolute track meet. I really like the over. The over's high. I think it's 55.5. It was an over, and you guys know on Patreon, I don't post a lot of over-under bets. I was pretty close to putting this over-under for Vikings Seattle on the over. I don't think Minnesota can stop anyone, and honestly, if Seattle plays an offensive team with weapons, with a little bit of vigor, I think the Seattle defense is below average. average. Sure, they'll probably transition to average. They'll make some trades to spruce it up, but it's about average, below average, and you're going to get torn up by good opposition, especially if you're not getting a pass rush. So we'll see how Seattle stops the Vikings offense, stops Dalvin Cook. I think they can stop him, but I think they will make Kirk Cousins throw. Yeah, Kirk's going to make mistakes. Yeah, Kirk Cousins will let you down, but he can still put up points, and that's really all we need for the over-under. And I just don't know how my Vikings can possibly stop them. They're not stopping anyone. It's really, really poor defense out of Minnesota. Last year, at times, the Vikings looked like a bottom 5 defense. They still got Kendricks. They got Daniel Hunter. They got Harrison Smith. Those are 3 elite players on defense. Yet they're still getting absolutely gouged, torn up, and just spit out. It's really, really bad, man. That's my read for that game. Sounds good. Let's get to these games. I was just reading some comments. Raider Nation, yeah. I mean, Raider Nation, you guys really should be scared. It's a good nervous, right? Because it means these games matter and that you kind of should win. Even with me giving the Brissett fluff and the Brissett hype, Raiders still should win this game. But we said that a lot in the previous years. Remember that Titans game? I got so mad. I'm not even a Raiders fan. Okay? I'm not even a Raiders fan. I remember that Titans game. I don't know if it was last year or 2 years ago, and they should have won it. And then they choked against the Jets. I remember against the Jets, I was like outside on my patio. I just threw a folding chair across because I was just like, Chucky, why are you doing this? And I'm so sick of like the people who get on the internet and like type stuff about Chucky and try to expose him, how he's like some sort of terrible coach. He really isn't all that bad. And I don't think people understood what he inherited. Yeah, Chucky's frustrating and sure he deserves some criticism, but overall, man, like I actually think he's done a pretty good job there because I think people forget how barren the cupboard was. Faulted Wolf with the super chat. Thank you, Faulted Wolf. With Deontay Johnson out, Pitt or Cincinnati against the spread, leaning towards Pitt still. Because Big Ben's injury is concerning, and I'm not going to try to fluff over it. We have to be completely realistic about that situation. But I don't think Cincinnati will be able to get a pass rush on Big Ben. And I think whoever rushes the passer better wins this game. I think it's Pittsburgh. And we can never sleep on Tomlin because he has good schemes. And Zach Taylor isn't someone I like to trust. But that's just me. Okay. Let's get to it. Yeah, the sponsors. I don't know if you guys seen on Instagram. Appreciate you for supporting those guys. Good sponsor. Only place to get locks is Home Depot. Yeah. There's like maybe 4 or 5 locks a year. But that's why I use the term money pick. I like money pick better. Okay, I'm just scrolling to the comments. I'm gonna get some water. We're gonna get some guests on soon. Let me know if you want to come on. I'm gonna check my Instagram. I'm gonna get a little bit of water. Just give me like 5 minutes. I just talked 40 minutes straight. So I'll be right back. Got some water. All right. Yo, we got 124 people. I should see 124 likes. Even if you're watching, if you're in your car, I understand. But if you're not in your car, go hit the like button. Let me bring this up just to make sure I'm not missing any other super chats. I almost missed the super chat from Faulted Wolf. Yeah, so okay, so I'm going to get son of a bitch. Okay, we're good. Okay, let me go to live chat. Okay, let's get it. I'm about to get into some more questions. Let me bring up the questions from YouTube community section. Okay, I had them up. Okay, let me bring those bad boys up. Yeah, they make it hard to get to the YouTube community session. But I appreciate you guys leaving your support about the intro. If you guys hated it, I told you guys, tell me if you hate it. So it seemed like everyone liked it. Connection actually hasn't released the song yet for those asking where to get it. So I'll let you guys know when that comes. He's just told me that album's coming out. Oh, Mike, it's okay, man. If you got stuck on the interstate, it's all good, bro. It's all good, man. The traffic is terrible. That's why I try to live somewhere where I don't have to deal with traffic. Preferably, don't use a car. In Brazil, luckily, I live in a place where I don't need to use a car. So that's good. Unfortunately, I'm here back getting documentation, so I'll be going back soon. But yeah, man, the traffic is bad. It's a problem. I'm not a fan of it. Let's get this money, dilly dilly. Let's get this money. Okay, let me get to these questions. And I'm gonna one sec. Okay, Boogie Main. He says, "What about this teaser? Zona, KC, Baltimore. You are the man, Lawson. I appreciate it, Boogeyman. I like Arizona. What are we taking? KC money line? I like KC money line, but if you're talking to -7, I would probably swap that out. Maybe put a 49ers Bills in that, and then Baltimore. I like Baltimore. I think they'll probably cover the spread, but if that's money line, it should go good. But there's some other options. Appreciate it, Michael Cooper. Michael Cooper with the super chat. Bill O'Brien has entered the chat. Yeah, I remember Bill with the bald head and the weird dimple on his chin. Game of the week. JPP is out. Who do you think will win the game? I think I'm still going Buccaneers. But like I told you, this game is going to be a toss-up. And we saw the Buccaneers not show up in situations like this. Remember last year against the Saints earlier in the year? I think they were down like 28-0, 35-0 at half. So, yeah. How you feeling about the Rams, Titans, Bears winning? Rams winning, like I said, that's a 50-50 chance. Titans, I like the Titans to win, especially with Brett Hundley. I'm glad you asked that because I did get a little bit excited about the Colts, but everyone knows I make the picks Tuesday, and it is a transformation process, and you should be doing work every single day during the week, tracking injury reports, watching film, so you guys understand that. I know you guys weren't going to give me a hard time changing my pick. That's just rational, right? I have to if I get new information, I have to use new information. As for the Titans, yeah. And Bears winning. I'm kind of on an island on this. Like, listen, I wouldn't bet the Bears to win, but I think they can win the game. And I absolutely love the Bears +7. Just absolutely love the Bears +7. And you know what? I could end up getting burned on it. And you know what? And maybe this is one you shouldn't bet. But there's just something calling me about the Bears +7. And it's not like I'm hating on Cleveland. I just think they're catching Cleveland at a vulnerable time. Very vulnerable time for Cleveland. Anytime, man. Anytime. Money last night. Thanks. Hey, Lawson, who in the NFC hands Tampa Bay their first loss if it isn't the Rams this week? I actually think the Saints could pull a crazy upset on them. And I would have to see the rest of their schedule, but off the top of my head, I actually think the Saints could steal one from them. But I think Tampa Bay will probably lose 3 or 4 games. And we'll see how important home field advantage is to them. I think that's what it comes down to. And also, Tampa Bay is going to have some issues some weeks because they're an older team. I'm curious to see how Carolina will play against them. I'm not saying Carolina's going to win, but I want to see how Brady does against a younger, more athletic defense. And if anything, he's just going to get better if he struggles. But he won't struggle. Anthony Torres, you like the Giants -3 and under 48. I'm leaning towards the Giants in the Falcons game, but like I was saying earlier in the podcast, I'm not a big fan of what I've seen out of them this year. So I am kind of wavering in my belief and confidence when it comes to the New York Giants. The over under 48, I like it, but it's more so because I like the Giants defense. But and honestly, Atlanta's a team I can't get a good read on their offense. But I agree with both of those statements. I do agree with them. I'm just on Instagram seeing it, trying to get someone to come on. I like getting guests on. 1 second. Okay. No, Lillian, I can't see it happening. I'm not feeling the upset. And you guys know I love the upset video. And we've called a lot of upsets and pulled the rabbit out of the hat on a lot of occasions, certainly more than any other show on the internet. But I think this is one. There's not going to be magic. Santa Claus isn't swooping in and pulling Taylor Heineke to win in this. It just isn't going to happen. And there's a lot of Heineke hype, and it's a good story. He's a journeyman. He worked hard, played good against Tampa Bay in the playoffs last year. But let's be realistic. It is midnight now. Cinderella has to return. The shoe just doesn't fit, and Heineke will throw 2 interceptions this game. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. All right, so let me get to some more questions. I'm working through them. So someone replied. Yeah, like okay. My bad for the pauses. I need to get someone working in the studio. As the show grows, I think we can actually get someone working in the studio. James Martin says it's only one revenge tour, and that's the 49ers versus Kansas City Part 2. That's bold, but I actually could see it happening. I'm really liking the 49ers this year. Liked them going into this year. I'm liking them even more. And the Eagles performed well against the 49ers, but the 49ers still dominated the game. I think that says a lot. Dig Dog 22. The song's too mellow. It doesn't match your fire persona. Needs to be more like Judas Priest. You got another thing coming type song. Unfortunately, copyrights are really difficult on YouTube. Yeah, I get it. I like the song. I thought when he sent me the song, he sent it to me like 6 months ago. It's a damn good song, and it's a sick beat, man. It gets you a little bit, gets you mellowed out. Some of my videos are really long, so I need to mellow you guys out a little bit. Okay, let me get to next question. Okay, Focus Sports. Are you going to bring your buddy back on the show from last year who gave some player prop bets too. I'm talking about your guy with dreads from Miami. Yeah. You're talking about Jay Smooth. Yeah, dude, I'm trying to get him on. I think he's actually managing a band and he's living in Ohio now. Some people liked the show, some people didn't. I think Jay used it as more of an excuse to just kind of like go outside and like smoke and you know that's cool. But yeah, like Jay really could, if he really got focused, yeah, we could really do a nasty show. But yeah, probably as the season goes on, I'm going to do something like that. I am looking for a co-host, just someone to go back and forth with. We'll see if I'm able to find them. Hit me up on Instagram if you're interested. If you like prop bets and you would like to come on. A lot of people are a little bit shy in front of camera. You know how that goes. Tasha, in Delaware, they have it as to be determined. They said Derek Carr may not play. I did see something like that. I did get a message from another subscriber on Instagram saying the same thing, and I was really shocked by it. I don't think Carr has. I saw he was on the injury report, but it wasn't anything serious. I think he even practiced. These states are really weird with, and it was really weird how my bookie doesn't have the Detroit Ravens game listed. Makes me think my bookie received a big bet from someone. Graham 25 says the new intro is gas. Thank you. Raiders versus Buccaneers, Super Bowl 56 from Leo. I don't see the Ravens doing it. Or did he say Raiders? Oh, he said Raiders. That would be something to see. That would be something to see if the Raiders could do it. I don't know. I don't see it happening this year. I think that defense can have problems, especially if they play a team with a better offensive line where you can really focus on that secondary. And while Carr's playing good, he needs one of those receivers to actually step up and give Waller some help, because really all Ruggs can do is run straight and deep, and Chucky's able to utilize that to a certain extent, but they need a receiver to also help Carr out a little bit more. But Carr looks pretty good. He looks pretty damn good, man, this year. I never thought Carr was as bad as other people say, but you know how that goes. If you're not Tom Brady in this league, you're absolute trash to most people. Okay, let's get to some more questions. I'm going to go get to the questions in the YouTube stream. 1 second. Okay. 1 second. Lauren. Okay, let me get to the Slatty Patty. Let's get this money. I like that name. Is that Cam Newton in your thumbnail? Oh God, that's funny. Let's get it. I'm gonna get to some questions. Keep them coming. Let's get to some. I need some questions. Okay. Bucks or Rams straight up. I'm going Bucks, but like I said, that's one I'm watching for enjoyment. That's one I don't even need to bet to watch that. Let me get to some more questions. Bill, okay, where am I at? Okay. Tough puppy. Who will win out of Bills and Washington, and how much? I think Bills win 27-13. McGavin. Denver got a quarterback that can move. Look out. Teddy, you think Teddy Bridgewater really isn't all that mobile? Like, honestly, I don't like saying this stuff on YouTube, but I think people think Teddy Bridgewater can run just because he's black. Like, honestly, because Teddy Bridgewater really wasn't even fast before he had that huge injury with the Vikings, and he certainly can't run now. Like, he gives you above average mobility, but nothing like any of these young quarterbacks coming out, or nothing like a mobile quarterback, not in my opinion. Um, I don't know. And has Teddy even really looked all that good with Denver? Maybe the thin air will help Teddy throw it farther. Um, let's Yeah, my top four coaches off the top of my head, I would have to put Bill Belichick in there. I'd have to put Andy Reid in there. I'd have to put Sean Payton in there just because he's burned me so many times. And if I had to think of another coach, I'd probably go Shanahan. But also, you have to kind of throw Tomlin in there just with what he's able to do during the regular season, and also with how he's able to manage. So that's kind of what I'm looking towards. But I've always like a coach I've always felt that was underrated was Riverboat Ron Rivera. Another coach I think that's underrated is John Gruden because people like making fun of him and he was on ESPN. So yeah, once you're on ESPN, everyone instantly hates you. And listen, I don't blame them. I don't like watching games on ESPN. I think ESPN sucks. But I think Gruden gets a lot of unnecessarily hate for that. I think one of the most overrated coaches right now is Pete Carroll. I think he's really kind of lost the touch, especially like the last 2 or 3 years. So and then who's a really good coach that no one I like Sean McDermott on the Bills, but that's easy to say now because they're good. But one guy I'm really watching is Matt Rule, and we've been watching Matt Rule since last year. So Matt Rule is a guy I'm watching. Yeah, dude, and I actually think Drew Brees is becoming a coach, but that's my bet on that. Um, let's get it. Let's get it. How about Baltimore minus 7.5? Yeah, I'm feeling Baltimore to win in the cover, but I think people are taking too much about Green Bay's performance. I think Detroit actually looked pretty good against them. My problem is Detroit's defense is so damn slow and so damn unathletic that I think they're going to have a severe problem tracking down Lamar Jackson. And I think Lamar Jackson's due for one of those games. You guys know how Lamar Jackson has like how 3 or 4 times a year he'll have a fantasy day with more than 50 points. I think this is one of those days. Like I could see him going for over 200 yards passing, over 100 yards rushing with 4 or 5 touchdowns mixed in. Just think it's going to be one of those weeks. And if you want a low-key prop bet, I would go over the over-under on Lamar Jackson total touchdowns. I would be curious to see what that is, and maybe even hit the bet if it's a throwing touchdown, because they might have over-under 1 or 1.5 for the touchdown passes because they don't think he's going to throw it in. When he does throw it in a lot, I think he hits one really deep one against Detroit as well. Terry Walker, Cowboys dominant over Eagles. What's up, my fedora tipping friend? Yeah. I'm going to tip my fedora and I'm going to tell you how smart I am and how I'm an atheist. I'm a fedora tipper. Yeah, you guys know fedora tippers. They tend to have neck beards too. Let's get it. Mike Jones, Mike Jones, you probably got that so much. What's up, Lawson? You're looking good, man. Thank you, Mike Jones. I hope everything's going good with you. I think your best 2 survivor picks, I'll tell you one right now. I think a survivor pick to really hit would be, depends when you want to use Buffalo. I've actually haven't done a survivor thing in like 10 years, but I guess it just depends which teams you want to use and when you have to save them. But this week could be a good week to throw Buffalo in the mix, but I would probably use Denver because I think Denver is going to fade as this year goes on, and I think now would be a good time to use Denver, right? Denver to beat Jets. We think they can do that. I hope so. Yeah, and it's just because Chiefs just don't care about the regular season. And then also a lot of money racks up on the Chiefs. And I'm not one of those conspiracy guys because listen, it's gambling. The bookies are good. They always get the spread where it needs to be to create controversy and to create drama. But I'll tell you what, I've seen some suspicious things on Chiefs games, and a lot of them are in prime time. That's one reason why you don't see me firing off prime time bats. I'm very conservative with my prime time bats. Um, in fantasy, if you have the choice between Lamar or Josh Allen, I would like to be in that fantasy league. I'd probably go Lamar Jackson this week, although both are going to have complete monster games. Upset of the week, Eagles over Cowboys. I can actually see it. The more I thought about it, like when I first thought about this game, I instantly thought money pick. But after watching the Eagles against the 49ers, and I'm kind of impressed. I'm not saying they're a good team. I'm not saying they're going to the playoffs, but I'm impressed with how they're using Hurts. I'm impressed with how good he played with little help. Now, I guess that's one problem with the Eagles. There isn't enough help for Hurts. But whenever you have a running game, you got a fighter's chance. And whenever you have a pass rush, you have a fighter's chance. And those are two things they have. Unfortunately, Brandon Graham with the torn ACL, that's going to hurt. That's going to hurt, man. And that's one reason why I can't go that far. Let me see, Mike. Okay, Michael, the Carolina fans coming in. We're going to get a guest on. We'll see if any guests want to come on after him. Someone to break the ice. Rob, please don't do this. Like, I get it. I like the aggression. And yeah, those are some really good odds, and you can win some money. But the Miami one might be a good value bet if you're really feeling some of the things that are going on with Brissett and you feel the Raiders are due for a letdown. But with Miami's defensive line, I'm not sold on it. And then also with the Indianapolis money line pick, it's just you need Carson Wentz to start. And I don't know, maybe I'm reading between the lines, but from what I was reading last night and this morning, doesn't it seem like they're getting ready to start Brett Hundley? I actually would prefer the Colts to start Jake Eason. I know those aren't good picks, and no one really wants to be in that type of situation. But I think at this point I would start Jake Easton. Like, I know with Hundley you get a little bit of mobility, but how much mobility are you really getting? And haven't we already seen Brett Hundley's confidence already crushed and completely stabbed to death in this league and shot upon? Is there any hope or energy Brett Hundley provides you going into this game? I think Eason would be the pick, but yeah, I don't like that. Just don't do that. There's more money to pick this week. Bo knows. Hey, Money, you called the Panthers game right on the bullseye. Yeah, I did hit the under, and I was right about that. Although I'm not going to take too much credit for that, because Thursday night's Thursday night. But I appreciate it, Bo. I'm going to send an invite to Mike. Let's get him. I didn't know he wanted me to join his fantasy football league. I would have joined it. I didn't. Mike, you invited me to fantasy football this year? I didn't even see the link. Okay, let me send you the StreamYard link. Mike, link is in your inbox whenever you're ready. Okay. And if anyone else wants to come on, hit me up on Instagram. Let me know in the live chat. Okay. Super chat for Martin Galvez. Kansas City point spread. Money. I can't go there. Martin, don't you think there's enough meat on this bone to pick this week without having to go to Kansas City? Like, and I know the Chargers coming off that L to Dallas is bad. So yeah, I'm staying away from it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Okay. Argenis Perella Rosales. My man Lawson, greetings from Venezuela. Greetings. Venezuela is a very awesome country. I would like to visit there. Arizona -7.5. I like it. Tennessee -5.5. Yeah, especially because Wentz probably isn't going to start. And when you got a parlay going, you're going to just have to take a chance anyways. Mike Evans touchdown and Metcalf touchdown. What do you think, bro? Nice channel. Every year I hear you. Mike Evans touchdown. I like the Metcalf touchdown a lot, especially against the Vikings. But I would factor out that Mike Evans touchdown. I would probably get something with Lamar Jackson, or I would. Who's going to have a big week this week? Who's really going to have a big week this week? Let me think. I would go, yeah, I would just sub out Mike Evans and go Lamar Jackson for whatever prop you can get him for. But I like that. And I could see Mike Evans being used, but it seems like they're going to Gronk and Antonio Brown more in the red zone. That's my only worry with that. But you're right. This is a big game. This is kind of when you need to use Mike Evans, but they're going to have Jalen Ramsey on him. So I think Brady is going to factor in and work it to Gronk or Antonio Brown. That just seems to be what they're doing because Mike Evans is always going to attract their big dog, the best corner on the team, even though people give Chris Godwin a lot of hype. It's obviously Mike Evans is number one on that team. So I would go another direction there, but I liked it. Yeah, Josh, I am feeling Brissett having a game here, especially at 4.5. I think the offense is going to look a lot better, and I think it's going to be a lot more proficient. So that's where I'm at. All right, Mike, I'm going to let you in 1 sec. I'm going to just answer this question from Earl. This is from Earl Porter. My God, I got my R's mixed up. Sorry, I'm just now getting on and was wondering, what are your thoughts on me betting for the Bears? I like the Bears +7, and I'm going to bring Michael on when I say this because I kind of want to run this by him. Can you hear me, my dude?
Yeah, I'm good. Am I good?
Yeah, let me just get my headphones in just in case. One sec.
You sound fine from here, but.
Yeah, so let me lay out my opinion on this Bears Cleveland game, and I'll let you respond if you think I'm crazy. Okay, so with the Bears, I understand why people might not want to bet them or have anything to do with them. I completely get it, and that's fine. I don't think I'll have them as a money pick. You'll just have to look on Patreon and see. But I'm telling you, I really like these fundamentals. I don't know if you've seen the Browns injury report, but a lot of starting offensive linemen on there. We know Treader's going to play, but there's still some concerning things there. Baker Mayfield's shoulder injury, that looks like it's going to be some sort of issue. He's obviously not practicing with it. Yeah, you get Odell Beckham back, but I'm not necessarily sure that helps all that much. And then I'm looking at this Bears front seven, and there's nothing dominant, especially interior-wise, but also there's nothing that's going to get pushed around and lose battles. So I think the Bears go 8 men in the front, force Baker to throw. I don't think Baker has that good a game. I don't think the Browns are in that well of rhythm yet. I don't know why everyone thinks the Browns are hitting their rhythm right now, even if you think they're going to be a great team. So I just think the Bears keep this close, and I don't know, man, but I think Justin Fields adds a little bit. People seem to think I'm saying he's going to go off for 300. No, I'm just saying he's going to help this run game along with the pass game.
And psychologically for the defense too.
Yeah, man, because they're a team 3-and-out, 3-and-out, 3-and-out.
Mhm.
That's what Andy Dalton gives you at this point.
Yeah. And if nothing else, Fields can show your heart. But no, I'm with you. The spread's like 7 right now, right? It's at least 7. Yeah, I
Yeah.
like it for multiple reasons. One, Jarvis Landry's out, and that's been Baker's pretty much go-to guy from what I've understood ever since he got to Cleveland. In terms of Baker's shoulder injury, like from what I saw, I watched the mic'd up from the game. It basically looks like he just dislocated his shoulder. I don't think it's a big deal. It was on his non-throwing shoulder. I've had that injury several times. It's not bad. You just put it back in place, and then you're pretty much good. But I do something that I looked at the Browns-Texans game extensively for the Panthers game last night, and something that people were saying is that the Browns have a tendency to let people get back into games. And if you watch that Texans game, before Tyrod went out, they were going toe-to-toe with them. So I don't think it's past – I wouldn't put it past the Bears to actually keep this close. I at least like it for the spread. I don't know if they'll win, but with the way the Browns like to keep people in games, Jarvis Landry being out, and just I think the Bears are going to have a psychological advance with Fields coming in. I think it's a good bet for the spread.
Yeah, and it's one of those ones that as the week comes, it just seems more and more clear. What did you think of Carolina last night?
I don't know if you watched the full game, but dude, I would have loved it if we had not gotten hurt, because I thought the coaching was fantastic. The way it seemed like after McCaffrey got hurt, Joe Brady didn't really know what to do, and it basically seemed like he was just trying to get to the half with the score intact. And then once they got to halftime, it seemed like they reorganized a little bit, really opened up the playbook, and then they were good the rest of the game. But
yeah, and that was a game, and the Texans actually seem like they're good defensively. I think that's really the only thing I'm taking from the Texans. But one last question before we move on to the next game. What are you thinking about Darnold right now?
He's looked better and better every week. I know he has his haters. I know people think that he's just going to collapse. But I'll tell you what, our O-line is trash. But he's not. He's very good at avoiding the rush and executing under pressure. I saw this in a comment last night. Someone made a joke that, Darnold's so good at navigating the pocket because he's been under so much pressure for the Jets. And I think
that's true.
I think that's very true, yeah, because if you look at we've seen the great quarterbacks like Tom Brady, well, not Teddy Bridgewater, but he does it too. They know how to feel the pocket. And I feel like Darnold, he's not great at it. He'll sometimes, if you get to his blind side, he'll sometimes get hit. As we saw last night, he fumbled twice. But overall, I felt like he was very good navigating the pocket. I think he can really make things happen on his own. And the fact that McCaffrey went out and they were still able to score on all 3 of their drives before the kneel down, that's just a testament to how much Darnold has done for this offense. And I guarantee you, with Teddy Bridgewater in there, we would not have done
that. Point taken. And also, I am getting excited about Carolina. Not because I think you guys are going to do something this year, but I think some once you guys play some good teams, I think you're going to take some L's. But then I think once we get to week 9, week 10, I think we're going to win a lot of money. Just riding the Panthers the second half of the year, especially the way the defense is going. I'm going to pivot to something else. We don't need to talk too long about it because I'm sure no one's interested, but. Okay, Jets plus 10.5. I see that. Yes, Mile High is a really tough place to play. And listen, are we losing Zach Wilson already? Because it really feels like there's nothing new about this Jets thing. And I have to come on here and I have to eat crow because, dude, I fell for a little bit of that fluff from the Jets, and really nothing has changed. It just looks better because Adam Gase isn't there and he's so dysfunctional. But in reality, nothing has changed. I can't even take them with 10.5 against the Broncos.
Well, here's what I'll say. They've only played 2 games, so I don't think it's time to write them off just yet. The Jets are a mess, but I will say Zach Wilson, and I was trashed on him going into the Carolina game, but he looked very good in the fourth quarter after we had beat him up all game. He in the fourth quarter, he just kept coming, kept taking hits, and he was still throwing dimes. I gained a lot of respect for Zach Wilson after that first Carolina game. That's the only game I've seen from him. I'm not going to kill him for throwing 4 picks against the Patriots because that's just what Bill Belichick does, and I think – I want to talk about the Patriots-Saints game because I think the Patriots are going to win that. But on this Jets-Broncos game, you said it in the spread video. But I don't think it's this week. But I think once the media starts overhyping Denver and they actually play a good team like New England, who's not scared to press receivers and that can get pressure on Teddy, like there will be money to be made.
I'm waiting for it.
Yeah,
I'm counting on the days. Like that's a college fun game. You're gonna have 4 or 5 of these college fun games, and I think Denver is going to be factored in one of them.
Yeah,
and we can get to the Saints Patriots because I really like the Saints, but you can tell me why you really like the Patriots.
Well, because the Patriots defense is playing better. They play a lot of man coverage, and the Saints have no receivers whatsoever. And I feel like Belichick is gonna just focus in on Kamara, try to do what we did to him, and I don't see Jameis being able to hold up.
Well, I do think these are the 2 worst receiving cores in activity in the NFL going head to head. We can say that pretty.
This is going to be a nice ground and pound game, but I just trust Mac Jones not to turn the ball over Jameis.
I get it. I guess my rationale is a little bit different. I agree with everything you said. And also, I think that Jameis Winston thing is going to factor in this game. I think we're going to see a lot of Taysom Hill. How much did they work in Taysom Hill against you guys?
I don't think it was very much. The Saints offense was hardly on the field at all. So they didn't really have that much of an opportunity. I think he got 3 carries. All I know is that him and Jameis were the team's leading rushers. So yeah, their offensive line was crap, by the way, against us. Like I know we have a good pass rush, but my goodness, they got their ass thoroughly kicked by our defensive line.
Because you guys are active. The Saints are good when they can lean on you, like because they got people like Ryan Ramchak who are so big and strong, but they aren't too like they're not good with movement. Yeah. But like Carolina's kind of got like a small front 7 if you think about it. But they're really outside, quick. Yeah. Go on.
Well, it's just that, like, the way they get pressure is that they have so many guys who are good pass rushers everywhere in the secondary, in the linebacking core, and the front 7. Obviously, the only 2 really big dudes they have are Taquan Jones and Derek Brown on the inside.
Well, Derek Brown is a reason why I think the Saints will be better this week because the Patriots don't have a player like him. And say what you will about someone like Derek Brown, but the man is such an exceptional athlete that he can change things. And he's not a guy I want to see early in the season, especially if I need to run the ball.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's shocking too. Like, remember how bad our run defense was a few years ago? Like now we're averaging like 45 yards a game allowed. It's been unbelievable how good they've been, and I got to give a lot of credit to the coaching for that. Yeah, I do think they're playing over their head right now, defensively at least.
Yeah, and we can just stay with the NFC South because this is one I really want your opinion on. I was going to even send you a message on Instagram, but since I got you here, okay. So we got the Falcons +3 at the Giants. Do you have a read for this game, or are you just saying like who the hell knows?
What's the spread for it?
Isn't Giants like -3, yeah.
Okay. Honestly, I think it's just who wants it more and who's got more heart going into it. Because like I feel like the Falcons, like Matt Ryan, I have never seen the Falcons look worse than how they've looked these last 2 games.
They look
like at least, and the Giants, like don't get me wrong, they've been trashed too, but at least they've been fighting. Like you can tell, at least they've been keeping games close early on. So that would be my preference. And the game's in New York, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And Saquon Barkley did look better last week, so I'm going to pick the Giants, but like who knows what the heck's going to happen, dude. These are 2 teams that don't look ready to play. And when that happens, you don't know what you're going to get. I'd stay away from it.
Yeah, like I think the Giants are going to win, and this is one I really felt like I would be able to say money on, but like you said, like neither team really has churned up this year. I don't think the Falcons will even churn up, but they're always dangerous. Because that's the problem with the Falcons.
They always get like 1 or 2 surprise wins every year when they have a really good team. Like, remember when they absolutely kicked the crap out of the Saints that one year? When they had they were like 1-7, the Saints were 8-1, they just demolished them. Like, that's the Falcons for you.
And it's crazy how bad the Falcons are. Like, no team spends more money for less wins than them, it feels like. I know they were able to dump off Julio Jones, but, they still approach every free agency and draft like they're 1 player away from getting to a Super Bowl.
I just like how much money they spend on that offensive line and just how utterly bad it turns out to be every year.
Bro,
it's a crap show up there.
Detroit Lions problems. Yeah. So, any other games you're really excited about this week?
I think we hit the main ones: Patriots, Saints. I can't say I'm excited for Falcons, Giants, but it's still gonna be one I'm interested in. But
yeah, well, I got to ask you a question because I keep
notes
every bet I make here. So I got some questions for you. What do you think about the over under in the Minnesota game? The over under right now. Let me get to it. The over under is 51 and a half, depending on what book you choose to go with.
I'm sorry, who are they playing again? I blanked out.
Seahawks.
Oh, geez, man, I have no idea how that's gonna go. Because Seattle's defense is actually, I thought they've shown signs of life a little bit. Like, so, and it really just, it depends on, you have to feel like from your Vikings perspective, like this is, if they go 0-3, there's not a lot that they can do to really get themselves back in the playoff contention.
But here's the thing, Mike. Normally I have a tendency to lean towards the under, and I think it normally helps me. But I'm telling you what, I don't know if Minnesota can get off the field. I don't care if this is an Alamo game. I don't care if this is for the Gipper. I don't feel like they can get off the field. And we know Seattle's offense, it can't take the next level, the next push they really need to compete in the NFC West. I don't know if you feel differently about that, but this offense can't go to the next level. Their defense, we know it's average. It might be above average if they make some more trades like they did last year. I'm just saying, man, I don't know if my Vikings can even get off the field. I'm really worried about it.
No, it's a concern. And I have a question for you. Do you think this is the last year for Mike Zimmer?
I thought last year should have been.
Yeah, I know you've been hoping for it.
Yeah, and it's nothing against Zimmer. Like, I think he's a good coach. It's just you've seen how he is when he goes up against upper echelon coaches. Like, he's good against people like Zach Taylor, but can't beat Zach Taylor anymore. He's really good in games like that. But yeah, man, Zimmer needs to go, and he's also kind of lost the team. Like, I don't really think anyone really listens to him anymore. And the scheme's just bad. Like, you can't stop the run anymore. And you got elite players on defense. At least you got 3 of them. And then the coverage is so bad. You got people like Peterson and Breland trying to cover people. So that makes you keep Harrison Smith back. So no, he's not around the box the whole game because these old guys can't cover. It's bad, dude.
I just don't get why they even wanted to sign all those dudes. I thought their secondary was getting better towards the end of last year. Like, at least from what I saw, I don't get why they went out and then spent money on guys like Adrian or like Patrick Peterson. Like,
yeah, because Mike Zimmer doesn't like their attitudes. So
yeah, playing physical, we don't like that.
Well, yeah, and then also he was the one who drafted some of these dudes like Hill, and then they had to release their first round draft pick. So like, it's bad, man. But
I don't get Zimmer. I think he should go, but I know you're hoping for it too. But yeah, I'll get out of here so you can answer more questions. I will say though, for the over unders, I will start betting Carolina for the unders every game. I don't even just make that a lock for whatever game they're playing. Next week they play the Cowboys, bet the under for that. Like, their defense always seems to just prevent points, and their offense seems to always underachieve in games. So
you got to lean on Green Bay, San Fran.
I'm with you all the way. I think San Francisco's going to take that.
Yeah, and was it just me, or did Green Bay not look good Monday night? And I don't know why everyone thinks they look good.
No, it was because the Lions can't cover. That's why they look good. Like, the Lions were actually in that game at halftime. I think they were leading at halftime, weren't they? From what I saw, I stopped watching.
No, they weren't. They weren't, but it was a close game. I think it was. Yeah. They might have been tied going into halftime. It's a close game. Narrow, whatever.
Yeah. It was a game. It was not. It had no business being that close. And I honestly, that didn't do enough to make me start believing in Green Bay. I know the stats look nice. I know Aaron Jones had a good game. I know Rodgers had a good game. But, they're playing the Niners this week, and it seems like the Niners have the same formula the Saints used to beat them. They've got to – go ahead.
Playing the Niners with a third-string tackle.
Yeah, nice. That always bodes well when you're going up against Nick Bosa.
Yeah, and about the Eagles-Cowboys, this is also a game I'm really looking forward to on Monday night. I want to see what this Cowboys defense does, but I want to see what Hurts does. Cowboys Eagles is interesting. You got to lean on that.
I think the Cowboys are going to take it. I think the Eagles cover. It might be like a game-winning field goal type situation. But I just feel like this game's going to be tight. It's a division rivalry. And when it's time to throw it, I just trust Dak more. With all the weapons he's got. Yeah.
Yo, Mike, thanks for coming on. I appreciate it. Make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe. Enjoy the win with the Panthers this week.
Yeah, it wasn't fun. Well, win's a win, I guess. But.
Dude, the Thursday night wins are the best, especially if you're like me and you like the whole NFL and you like betting because you have more time to focus on other teams and you already got the win.
It is nice not having to stress on Sunday, but when you lose your best player and then your number one draft pick, that hurts a little bit. It doesn't matter if you win or lose at that point. You still took an L.
But aren't they with McCaffrey? Isn't he only going to be out 2 or 3 weeks?
Yes, but there are weeks where we would want to have him. We play Dallas next week, and they're a bad run defense, and then I think we play you guys at home, and you guys have been questionable stopping the run as well. So that's 2 games you really want McCaffrey for to take the pressure off Darnold.
Yeah, and they're so scared and Zimmer's so scared of people throwing it deep, as he should, that there's 6, 7 easy check down passes to him, and good luck trying to tackle him. Harrison Smith and Kendricks can, but it's That's not easy. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, bro.
I'll get out of here. See you later.
Appreciate it.
All right, bye.
Hurts is terrible, mark my words. In terms of throwing, yeah, but also the supporting cast is terrible around him. I don't think Hurts is going to come in here and be a legit starting quarterback in the league for years to come. But remember last year when we hit the upset with Saints were going on the road to the Eagles and we went with Hurts +7. It was easy money. So yeah, he does enough to be competitive. Lawson, thoughts on Chiefs to win by 1 to 13 points +240. Dude, that's actually a really good find. That is a really good find. Yeah, I love it. Odds aren't bad either. I think this is better than betting them on the money line. Because sure, there are a lot of variables and the Chiefs could blow them out. But I think that's something you just have to live with. I actually like this. This is a really good find. Really good find. All right. Let me 1 second. We're going to go on Instagram, see if anyone else wants to come on. All right. We're going to get to some more questions. I think I'm going to stay on as long as I'm getting good questions. Once the questions dry up, I'm going to go. Crazy Zo 3, do the Broncos cover this week? Yeah, I do. I think the Broncos do because Broncos have been playing really good defense. And I'm not getting into Teddy Bridgewater hype because the Teddy Bridgewater stuff happens every year, but there's a reason why he is where he's at. But this Broncos defense is legit. And this Broncos offense has weapons for Teddy that he can dump it off to. The Jets also have a full injury report. And did I mention they look really, really bad? And there is some fluff floating around about the Jets that Salah is somehow solving this, somehow changing the situation. But for me, it's same old news, same old Jets. And Mile High, it's a really tough place to play. Do the Jets even have the fight to do it? And Broncos, one thing I've been low-key impressed with the Broncos with this year, I think they're going to be able to run the ball. Not at a really high level, but I think they're going to have run-pass balance, and I don't think the Jets will be able to deal with it. The Jets also have a really young secondary, and when you got people like Judy, Sutton, I mean, that's hard to match up with. Ashram Mendez, what do you think about the Steelers covering or money line trap? Let me think. I think the Steelers win in the cover. This is one that has crystallized as the week has went on, and it's nothing I'm too sure about. It is a risky bet. It is a risky bet, but I think they respond. And I really want to love Cincy. I don't know about you, but I really want to love Cincy. I really want to say Burrow, Mixon, money line, and yeah, but there are other problems with Cincinnati, and you are talking about an elite head coach in Mike Tomlin. Whatever you think about his playoff escapades, he is an elite head coach going up against a guy in Zach Taylor that I have a hard time trusting. I don't know about you guys, but I really don't trust Zach Taylor, and I certainly don't trust him on the road in the AFC North in Heinz Field. I think the Bengals have some problems here. Now, the Bengals have some fight, and the Bengals have some resiliency. They can put up points if they get in a rhythm, but the problem is I don't know if they will be able to get into the rhythm due to their offensive line. Now, since his defense, they got a chance here. Steelers offense is vulnerable. They're not good at running it, but I think the Steelers offense just does enough, and they're led by their defense this game. But I'll tell you what, man, if the Steelers lose this game, there's going to be some pressure on Big Ben, and there's going to be some pressure in Pittsburgh. It would be crazy if we could see the end of an era of Mike Tomlin and Big Ben in the same season. Oh, yeah, very, very smart, my man. Thanks for letting everyone know. Seriously, bro. And that's one reason why I love doing this YouTube channel. You guys are great. You guys share the videos, but also like you guys have like an high IQ and you guys watch your film and do your research. So yeah, usually on YouTube comment sections, people are just brain dead, but that's why I've always liked doing this channel. You guys always come with high IQ information, even as the channel has grown a lot. It seems like everyone here is usually still thinking pretty high IQ. The player 123, hey man, you still like the Chargers plus 14.5? Yeah, I think the Chargers are able to keep this close, my man. I think the Chiefs win, but I think the Chargers keep it close. No, I can't go there, Leroy. I don't got the Bengals to win outright. Okay. Thank you. What's up, Jonathan? How you doing, man? I'll go to Bolivia one day. Here we go. Let me get some more questions. I'm going to get a glass of water. Make sure you write some more questions in. If you want to come on, send me a message on Instagram. Okay, back. So I'm gonna take some questions, and once the questions dry up, I'm gonna go. No player props. I haven't been looking into them too much, but I am looking for a host. I am thinking about maybe getting a host. to do the Saturday show again. I don't know if you remember what I did with my friend Jay Smoove last year. I have no idea. I haven't seen anything about it. To me, I haven't been looking too deep into the Rams Buccaneers because I know I'm not betting it. But the COVID reserve shouldn't be too long because I imagine he's vaccinated. Do you like the Giants -2.5? Not really. I don't have too much confidence. I did pick them, but I don't have a whole lot of confidence. A lot of crazy things can happen. What's up with that dresser? It's just an old dresser, man. They say it's an antique. I'm trying to bring him back. Jay Smoove wasn't that. You can go watch the videos. Go back to last season. I forgot what the videos were called. It was a player props because a player props fantasy company was paying us to do the show. It was pretty cool. That's why I did it. I think it would be good to have now. Thank you. I appreciate it. A lot. Souza. We the people. Bears money line. I think that's the most audacious play of the weekend. I think that's the smartest, audacious play. I think the Bears can get close in this game, and I think they'll have a chance to win it. Do I think they win it? I'm not going there, but the Bears +7 is something I like. It's going to be a close game. Hey, what's up, man? Hydro FX. I haven't been to Germany. I always wanted to go there. Good place. Good people. Crazy Zoe 3. Any thoughts on Buffalo versus Washington? I really like the Bills to win in the cover. I don't like Heineke. I know the Heineke story is good and it inspires people and he is an underdog story, but I don't think he's good enough. And I don't think this Washington defense can stop the Bills consistently. I think the Washington defense will play well at times, but in the second half, I see them withering away because they're going to be on the field a lot. And a big matchup in this running game is this Washington offensive line with with Washington's running back Gibson. Gibson is damn good, but we know he's banged up. If he can't play, we know the no-names don't have a lot at running back. So I think the Bills win and cover this game. I think the Bills look good this game. Yeah, I like the Rams, but I think that Buccaneers game is one we should stay away from. All right, let's get it. And make sure you guys check out the Patreon page. All bets will be posted there. Link in the description. Only $5 a month. I see a lot of you guys have signed up. I appreciate it. All my bets will be posted there. Make sure you guys hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you share the videos. This is the best gambling show on the internet. Have a great Friday. Have a great weekend. Thank you, guys.